Everybody around me was saying I was doing a great job, but I just couldn't see it. I was doing things for Gia because I needed doing, and not because my heart was in it, and that made me feel really guilty because, you know, she was here, she was a perfect baby, she was an angel, and to me she was my miracle. And then suddenly I just didn't have the interest.
I went back to work when Victoria was 9 months. I didn't want to leave Victoria. I couldn't bear to be apart from her. So the anxiety was very high. It showed up in rage and anger for me. I would get angry at the slightest thing. I would throw things, I would slam doors, I would kick things. I would hit myself in frustration. I didn't want Victoria to see Mummy do those things.
I was tired all the time. I couldn't do anything to bring myself back to feeling happy or enthusiastic. I would get myself ready, but I still didn't feel I was me. I couldn't bring the happiness back. I would cry. My mind was always elsewhere. I struggled to make sense of what was happening around me.
I didn't know how to tell people that I felt like this because I was worried, I was scared that they'd say, you know, you're ungrateful that you've got a beautiful child, because I was grateful.
You're constantly doubting yourself, so you have this overwhelming love, but coupled with doubt and guilt if you think you've done something wrong.
I felt totally alone. I thought I was the only mother going through this. I felt like I was the only person not to be able to bond properly. And yeah, you feel a failure, you feel alone, and you feel frightened to admit it.
I could see my husband. He struggled. And he struggled because he didn't know what to say back to me, how to help.
I got so low at one point, I actually said to my husband that you need to take Zoe and find somebody who can look after her because I can't, I'm not able to. And that was devastating. The first face-to-face meeting I had with Acacia, I was so nervous. I didn't know what to expect, I didn't know what to do, but I walked in and they were so lovely. They were so caring and nurturing and welcomed you in and got Zoe settled in the creche and took you off for a cup of tea and some toast and then that was it, and you started like gently talking about what's been going on that's led you to this point.
The staff member that was supporting me in Acacia had been through depression herself, so she understood the emotions that I was talking about. She was able to respond back to them with real words, real emotions that actually connected with me. Sometimes I'd have such crazy thoughts and I'd think, oh, if I told my siblings that or if I told my friends that, they'd think I'm crazy. With the Acacia work, I was just able to say anything and everything that was in my mind, and she understood.
The group sessions with Acacia were fantastic. I started to learn that this was a temporary situation, and it was because I'd gone through a major upheaval, a major change in my life.
Just chatting about everyday stuff and having somebody who was non-judgmental, who listened, who told you it was normal and that I wasn't alone.
The time with Acacia has been life-changing. I feel like I've gone back to the person I was, but now with a brilliant child, a brilliant family, and I couldn't appreciate that at the time, and they've helped me to appreciate that more. So for me, it's been a godsend. It's something that I feel that if I hadn't been a part of it, I'm not sure how I would have got through.
Now working with Acacia as a volunteer, I support mums with language. Those mums who don't speak English, they can come in and they can talk about anything and everything.
If it wasn't for Acacia, I wouldn't be sat here now. I wouldn't be back at work. I wouldn't be thinking about the next child. They've shown me that I'm so much stronger now because I've been through it and I've come out the other end. And that even though there still are bad days, they're manageable and I can move through them.